Before you visit a new city, you Google it. You look at photos, read reviews, check the map. You know exactly what you are walking into before you even leave your house. Now take all of that away. No map, no information, no one who has ever been there. You are standing at the edge of your world, and somewhere beyond the horizon there is land you have never seen, land no human has ever seen, and you have no proof it even exists. Ancient humans did not just find new lands. They walked into complete darkness, and somehow, they found everything. About 70,000 years ago, small groups of humans began leaving Africa, not in one big movement. It happened slowly, over thousands of years, a few people at a time pushing a little further than anyone had gone before. But here is the thing most people get wrong about this. They were not wandering randomly. They were not just walking and hoping for the best. They were reading the world around them like a map. Animals were the first signal. Herds move with the seasons. They follow food, water, and warmth. Ancient humans learned that if you follow the animals, you will always find resources. So when a herd moved in a direction no human had gone before, some people followed, and they kept following until the herd stopped. And when they looked around, they were somewhere completely new. Rivers were the second signal. Every river flows from somewhere to somewhere. Follow a river upstream and you find higher ground, cooler temperatures, new territory. Follow it downstream and you find the coast, fish, and trade routes. Ancient humans understood this. Archaeologists have found ancient campsites lined up almost perfectly along river paths across entire continents. But here is where it gets really interesting. These people were not just using nature as a guide. They were talking to each other across enormous distances. Researchers have found obsidian tools, a sharp volcanic rock, hundreds of miles away from the nearest volcano. Someone carried those tools or traded them across vast distances. And that means one thing. These groups were communicating. Someone was telling someone else what was ahead. Word of mouth was the world's first map. Now here is the part that changes how you see all of this. Following animals and rivers makes sense. Trading information makes sense. But none of that explains what happened 65,000 years ago in Southeast Asia. A group of humans stood at the edge of the ocean and looked out at water. 60 miles of open ocean. No land visible on the other side. No proof that anything existed beyond that horizon. And they built something, got on it, and paddled into water they could not see across toward a destination they had no evidence was even there. They reached Australia. Think about what that decision actually was. Every survival instinct in the human brain says do not leave solid ground for open water with no destination. But they did it anyway. And the only explanation that makes sense is that curiosity in ancient humans was stronger than fear. They did not go because they knew something was there. They went because they wanted to find out. And then the Polynesians took that same curiosity and did something even more extreme. Starting around 3,000 years ago, they sailed across the Pacific Ocean, the largest body of water on Earth, with no compass and no map. They read the stars. They felt the direction of ocean waves beneath their boats. They watched how birds flew and what color the clouds were near land. Using nothing but pure observation, they found every habitable island in the Pacific, some of them separated by over 2,000 miles of open water with nothing in between. These were not accidents. These were not lucky drifts in the right direction. These were deliberate journeys into the unknown, using only what the natural world was telling them. They built an entire system of navigation out of things most people today cannot even notice. So here's what all of this actually means. Every time you move to a new city without knowing anyone there, every time you start something with no guarantee it will work out, every time you step into a situation where you do not know what is on the other side, you are running the exact same ancient software that took your species across an entire planet. Your ancestors had no maps, no data, no proof that anything was waiting for them. They had animals to follow, rivers to trace, stories passed between strangers, and a curiosity so powerful it put them on open water toward land they could not even see. They found everything. And the instinct that drove them to do it never left. It is still in you right now. You just forgot it was there.